Hi guys, welcome back to Nancy Drew Book Lover. Alright, so I decided to go and to get my, I think it was the six Nancy Drew diary books that I had. Unfortunately, I can't find them anywhere. I found books 1 and book 5, but not found the other books. And when I went on my Amazon thing, it said I had bought those books. So I don't know what happened to them, and I have looked everywhere for them. I can't find them. So I don't know if they just developed legs and walked out the door, but I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand this. So I am hoping that I'm hoping that tomorrow I will be able to order them, and I have a box set that I'm ordering. Books number 6 of. Hold on a sec. Let me look at it. Um, all right. Um, I'm getting I think it's um all right. I'm getting book 19 and 20, and I'm also getting the box set book number 6. Then I'm getting a window decal, and I'm getting the Sign of Twisted Candles and the password to Larkspur Lane. Those two are part of the original run of Nancy Drew. I just cannot believe that my books just vanished. I just like, okay. So I actually have the 2 books I managed to find up there, and I'm just like, if I can find them before I send the order out, then I will delete, and I'll just get like the one. Okay, so in this video I'm going to be talking about eBay, and the reason I'm talking about eBay is that I'm planning on to try to build my Nancy Drew collection up. I just have like the first 8 books in the Nancy Drew series and the 2 Nancy Drew diaries. I also have like the children's ones and things like that, but those are not ones that I really am interested in continuing to purchase. Just the Nancy Drew diaries and the original run. Those are the only 2 that I'm interested in. I know I'm going to have a much better time, a much easier time collecting all the Nancy Drew diary books, because there's only 26 that have already been released, and I'm basically like getting like near the tail end of the pile, and then I can just like get them up to number 26. All right. Anyways, so I will be doing reviews of those books. I'm going to reread the first book so I can do a more accurate review of it, but it sucks. I cannot find those books, so I'm going to be thinking about them for quite some time. But as far as eBay is concerned, I'm only going to be using eBay to get the 1930s Nancy Drew books. The earlier ones, like the ones in the yellow binding, are going to be purchased from Amazon. And the reason I want to get the the earlier ones, the ones before they were edited, is that it really helps you to understand essentially what kind of character Nancy Drew was before she was revised and edited and all that type of stuff. It's something. I mean, a lot of collectors, they don't want to get those books because they know like what is contained in them, and it definitely does not Um, in my own personal opinion, it doesn't really paint Nancy Drew in such a favorable light. However, she's still iconic and amazing, and everything. So it's a good idea just to see how she was written and everything. Anyways, so when I get the book, because I'm getting like one book, I'm just purchasing one book. And the reason I'm just purchasing one book, I'm going to do that next week, not this week. But what I'm actually going to do is get like they're like extra large freezer bags. And I'm going to Myers like next week, or I might do it this week, because you never know. I may need to use them anyways. And I'm going to get the largest like freezer bags that they have. And when I get the book in, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to open the box up, and I am going to basically I'm going to basically like take the book out, slide it in there, and I'm going to do something that has been highly recommended on the internet. And that is freeze the book. So what that basically means is you put it in a freezer bag, you flatten all the air out of the bag, you seal it, and all that type of stuff, and you fold it, and then you slip it in the freezer and you freeze it for 24 hours. Well, the maximum they recommend is 7 days. Because with the older books on eBay, you do not know what's in the book. I'm not talking about words, I'm not talking about chapters, I'm talking about organisms that can live inside of your book. This is why when I see people with really large libraries, I kind of wonder what's festering in those pages. Because what people don't seem to realize, and this is another reason I like reading on my Kindle or on my Kobo, is because I don't have to worry about book lice, bookworms, bugs in general. Because when you get the box with the book, you are actually getting everything that happens to be inside of that house that the book came from. And sometimes people do not take care of their books. They love the idea of owning books, but they don't like to do anything to protect them. So what I actually am going to be doing, because it is warm out and all that jazz, I'm going to be taking down all my books on my shelves, and I'm going to be dusting them with a Swiffler, and that way I preserve them. Because all these books, most of these books I have had for like 6 years. And and I do get worried about their condition, because now some of them are old, so they already have the brown paper and all that stuff. But I really want to preserve my collection, and if it means I have to, on my day off, take all my books down and dust them and all this stuff, I will do that. So that's something that is very important to me as a book owner, and it should be something that should be important to everybody that has books. So after the 7 days, I'm going to take the book out of the freezer, I'm going to let it defrost for 3 days, and then I'm going to pull it out and I will do a video showing off the book that I got. This is something, I'm going to get these books every other week. So next week I'm going to get the first book. Then the week, not the next week, but the week after next, I'm going to get the second book. So this is going to be an every other week type of purchase. I'm going to go on eBay and I'm going to purchase whatever book is next in that 25 chapter format. As far as like brand new books are concerned, I'm going to stick with Amazon for that. And then as I get closer to the end of the original run, then I will be slowly getting my Nancy Drew books off of eBay. So that's what I'm going to do, and I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finally having my Nancy Drew collection. I know my mother would be really happy seeing all those books, and because she was the one who introduced me to Nancy Drew, and I'm always forever grateful to her for that. Anyways, so yeah, so my, they give a lot of other advice, like, insecticide strips, putting your books out in, like, daylight, sunlight. If I did that, it would have to be wrapped up in a plastic bag, because I don't want ants to get into it. But I won't do that, because there are kids that live in this building, and if they see something unattended, they will take it and they will get whatever is in the book in their own place. So I prefer the freezing method, and everything. So as I said, I'm acquiring that book next week, not this week. Not this week. And yeah, so I just wanted to basically talk about that. That is a really big problem when you have large collections of books. I don't even know how rich people do it. How in the world do they dust their books, or do they just let them go and just let them do whatever they want? But yeah, it is something that we book owners really do have to be concerned with, is those bookworms and book mites and all that. And of course, we have to watch our collection slowly, naturally decay, to the point where what used to be on beautiful cream color paper is now brown. And I still remember all those books of, like, from R.L. Stine. They're on that beautiful colored paper, and then 20, 30 years later, you look at it again, and they're like brown, or like brownish black, and you're like, what the heck? Because I always wondered about the decaying of books and everything. Okay, so that is my video for right now. I will be coming back with a review of Nancy's Mysterious Letter. And Nancy's Mysterious Letter officially ends my physical book collection of Nancy Drew until this week, when I order the books and they come in, and I will do a video showing them off and all that wonderful stuff. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, keep reading your Nancy Drew books. Bye.